Welcome back to Your Darts, where we learn to do dart checkouts in our head. Okay, today I want to share with you my favourite top 5 fancy dart checkout finishes. I'm also going to show you how to create your own. In at number 5 on my list of fancy dart finishes is 150. How can you not have that on your list? I put it at 5 because literally I think it's the hardest finish with 3 darts. And that's going to be 3 bullseyes. Bullseye, bullseye, bullseye. Okay. I've managed to do it 3 times. The first 2 times I did it, I wasn't really aiming. I just came to the board. First time of practice, just threw my arm at the center of the board. I hit the bullseye and 2 more followed. And I did it once where I actually aimed for it. I've got 2 bullseyes a number of times, but getting that elusive 4th time is, well, will it ever happen? Who knows? But it's got to be, it's definitely show-stopping. I've seen it on TV a few times. But let's also break this down as if we were going for it the normal way, because we can also make this fancy. So say we're going for treble 20, we hit treble 20. I've been teaching this. What's left from 150? You put the rule of 40 there, the 40 onto the last 2 digits. 40 onto 50 is 90, and you've got 2 more darts to take out 90. So you can throw down for another bullseye, hitting that, then you go up for double top. So that in itself is pretty fancy. So it's quite versatile, 150, but that's definitely made my number 5 on my list. In at number 4 is 135. I like this one because we have anything, as long as you hit something in the center of the board, you've got to check out. And if you hit your 25, which when you throw in the center of the board, you're more likely to do, that's more surface area, it would leave 110. So you're going to go for, there's a 2 dart checkout. If you know your 2 dart finishes, you're going to go up for treble 20 and back down for your bullseye. Pretty spectacular finish. That's why it's made my number 4. But also this second chance here, so just clean that up. So if you hit your bullseye, it leaves 85. You've got 2 darts to take out however you want to go on 85. I would go treble 15 for tops, and you can also go treble 19 for double 14. So that's how I would do that, and that's why it's made my number 4. It gives me almost like, as long as I hit something in the center, I've got a way out with 2 more darts. And it's quite fancy. So in at number 3, 104. Now I absolutely love this. I saw Johnny Clayton do this. So he's got 3 darts at 104. He's going for treble 18 for bullseye. Okay, that's the 2 dart way, but he's got 3 darts to play with. So he's gone for his treble 18. He's missed his treble 18, hit his big 18, which leaves 86, and then with his last 2 darts, he's gone bullseye for double 18. So bullseye is 50, double 18 is 36, so that's 86. And just thought that's a fantastic way to go for 104. I often go the 16s route, and I've taught this previously. So I absolutely love that. Go for your treble 18. If hit your big 18, and you're more likely to do that with this miss rule I like to talk about, you'll hit that big number more times than you hit the treble. Then it leaves 86. Well, why not go for bullseye double 18 or double 18 bullseye, but you've got more space on that final double, on the final dart in the double than you have at the bullseye. Now of course you'll only go for this if you're far ahead. You know, would you go this way if you were close? You know, throwing out a bullseye is always risky. If somebody's right on your shoulder, would you go that way? I don't know, but Johnny did in the match, and it was fantastic finish. It brought the house down. But that's my number 3 is 104. In at number 2, 125. I absolutely love this one. This is one of my first fancy finishes I learned years and years ago. You just get your aggression out on this one. You're throwing at the center of the board. Okay, if you hit your 25, it leaves 100. So if you want to, you can obviously do your treble 20 tops, but you know, this is a show-stopping finish. So if you hit your 25, you can maybe use it to guide yourself into bullseye, and then obviously you'd need another bullseye. So it's 25 bullseye. If on your first dart you hit bullseye, it leaves 75. So if you've gone for your first dart, you hit your bullseye, it leaves 75. You'll go for your 25, and then you go for bullseye again. So it's all, whichever way you go, you're always going for that center of the board, and hopefully you get in the right order. If you don't, well, you don't. There's risk to everything, isn't there? But that's a really rock star finish, and great to get your aggression out on. But that's made my number 2, number 125. And in at number 1 is number 132. Now this was a very close call between having 132 or 125, which made my number 2, of course. But I went with this one, and the finish is bullseye. And bullseye, if you take 50 away from 132, it leaves 82. And a really good way to finish 82 is another bullseye. Plus you're using the dart potentially. You've already hit that in the bullseye as a guide for your double 16. So bullseye, bullseye, double 16, pretty cool. And then if on your first dart you hit your 25, and it's quite likely to happen because it's a bigger surface area obviously than the bullseye, it leaves 107 and you have 2 darts left, and the only way to take that out is treble 19, which is 57, so you've got to know your treble values. You need another 50 to make it 107, so it's treble 19 bullseye. So it's 2 bulls, double 16. If you hit your 25, you go straight down and take out 107, so treble 19 bullseye. And when you see it happen on TV, it's always a crowd pleaser. But that's made my number 1. So that's my top 5 fancy dart finishes. So I want to share with you how to make your own fancy dart finishes up. This is really endless. It's just your imagination stopping you here, and also talent. Of course, you need the talent to hit them. But hey, even if you're starting out, you just have a bash at it, can't you? It'd be funny. So let's just do an example. 101. That can be fancy, and you're going to get the idea of this very quickly. So you can carve. You can be a single 1 for bullseye, or even more flashy. Imagine if you had 101 and your opponent saw you take out bullseye, single 1, bullseye. You wouldn't be happy, but if it's your mate, I'm sure you'd have a good laugh. But you were careful who you do these in front of course. It's always a good point to mention. But yeah, definitely way to have a fancy dart. If you had 120, of course there's better ways to take out 120, but this is not about that. This is about being flashy. So a single 20 for bullseye, or bullseye 20 bullseye. As you can see, you just carving 2 of your 3 darts are going to be going for the center. Right, that's the easiest way and the more clear way to see it. Okay, you can choose any number, 102, so bullseye 2 bullseye, or 2 bullseye, or even imagine this: if you had 102, just clean that up a little bit, and imagine how sick some would be if you went for bullseye, double 1 bullseye. Okay, it's still valid. You've got to finish either on a double or a bullseye, of course. So as long as you're doing that, it says your imagination is your limit, isn't it? Now you can start to implement using 2 doubles and obviously go for your favorite double. So I like double 20, and just so 2 double 20s is 80, and add 50 on that. So if you're going for bullseye, that's 130. That's a way to work it out how to do that. But so if I had 130 and I was throwing well, I could go for bullseye and then double 20, or double 20 bullseye, double 20. Of course, you can do whatever you want to do. If you were really strong, if on the 18s and you had 122, you could go for treble 18 bull, treble 18, double 18 bull, double 18, or bullseye, double 18, any kind of permutation that you can think of. But I would say keep it simple. It's harder when you're doing 2 doubles, and this is all about instantly seeing it, quickly seeing it. And I think really, as long as you're using 2 of your doubles, 2 of your darts rather, to make up 100, then anything else can be that 3rd dart, can't it? You can have 108, and it can be a single 8 bullseye, or double 4 bullseye, or bullseye, double 4 bullseye. It really is endless. So go and have a play with that. It's really quite straightforward. Just 2 of your 3 darts are going to be bullseye. It just gets a little harder when you're throwing 2 of your 3 darts for a double. So just be careful with how you work that out. But yeah, I hope you go and have a laugh with that, and just be careful who you do it in front of. That's all I'm going to say. But enjoy. So I hope you enjoyed that. Coming next time, I'm going to be showing you more formulas, or showing you how to implement the formulas, more board management, and I'm going to probably throw a test or 2 out so you can just check on your 2 dart finishes and your 3 dart finishes, just to make sure it's all going in, and it's always good practice, isn't it? Thanks again for watching. Take care for now.